Okay, so since you mentioned about your relationship with sex and how it affects you in your education, I would like to ask you, do you feel like you've done everything you could to save your relationship?
I'm going to say no because towards the end of our relationship, I stopped trying. I was doing a lot of things that I knew he would get upset about, and I knew I could have prevented them. I just didn't try to, and it ultimately led him feeling like I didn't care. I started to think that he didn't care, and it just went downhill from there. So the answer is no, I didn't do everything I could
Okay,
for the relationship.
okay. So, a few tips that I would like to recommend. By saving your relationship, the best thing that I can say is compromise is so important. You know, as women, we want to be strong creatures all the time and we want to be the backbone. We want to support our families, we want to support our husbands, right? But it comes to a point that we need to first take care of ourselves in order to compromise for someone else. Not all the time can we be superwoman 24/7 without taking care of ourselves, right? So, one of the things that I would recommend to you is definitely continuously keep communicating with him, not pressuring him, but kind of like keep repeating yourself on the issue so you guys can go into further detail about how to save the relationship as a whole. Um, Now, I would recommend starting over, doing things new, right? Going out on a first date to where you feel butterflies in your stomach, to where you feel like this was the best thing that's ever happened to you. Dress up every once in a while. Go out to a movie, go out of town, go on a plane, take a family trip if you want to kind of renew things, to really start over. And I wanted to ask, what do you feel like you can do differently in this relationship, not only to save the relationship, but to, excuse me, but to save yourself from receiving any type of negative outcome from the relationship, if that makes sense.
I feel like I can possibly change my view of what a perfect man is because as women, we all have that idea of what kind of man we want, and he needs to be this way. He can't have any flaws at all. And I feel like us as women forget that we are flawed as well. You know, we're all made under the eyes of God, so we're all flawed. And I need to accept him for his flaws,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what I can do differently because before I was I couldn't accept him for his flaws because we were not getting along. Now, had I accepted him for his flaws, I probably wouldn't be, we probably wouldn't be broken up.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like his flaws were him being just a flawed person, a person I didn't want to be with, only to now look at myself and know that I am a flawed person too, and he accepted me for who I am. So who am I? Who am I not to accept him for who he is?
Right, right. I absolutely understand that. And when it comes to accepting each other for who you are, that's when it will come to renewing everything. It's almost like when a couple decides to renew their vows. That means you are willing and open and honest to say, I love you for who you are, and you love me for who I am. So why not start over and create new opportunities for each other to not intentionally make each other upset, but ultimately bring each other up, uplift one another. It's very important to stand behind your man all the time, even when he may be incorrect, even if you may be at fault, right? It's very important to support each other at all times, be very open and honest. When you feel a grudge, don't hold back. Let those emotions come out as soon as possible. Only because once you hold it in, it'll make things more strained. Your communication will get more worsened. And that's the last thing we need. The biggest part of the relationship is trust, honesty, communication, right? And commitment, most importantly. So, what do you feel throughout this session that we have discussed thus far that you could recommend to him for your relationship to be saved, for it to be improved?
At this point, if he's willing, I would like to start over completely. I would like to drop all the negative ideas we have about each other because we've been together so long, we know each other up, back, front, in every which way. So I feel like in order to move forward, we need to drop all negative ideas of each other and accept each other's flaws because at the end of the day, the next person I meet is going to be flawed, if not more flawed. So everyone's flawed, and I'm willing to accept his flaws. However long that's going to take him to do that for me, I'm not sure, but I would recommend that. Just starting over totally and new and fresh.
Okay, that's great. I appreciate you sharing everything with me, and I would like to offer you my business information. Whenever you feel the need that you would like to come back and have any open discussion with me, like I mentioned before, everything is kept confidential. My cell phone number is on there, my email is on there, along with other resources that you could reach out in regards to any type of questions you would get clarified about your relationship or any struggles you are personally dealing with yourself, okay? So thank you very much, Taniesha,
Thank
for
you very
meeting with
much.
me. I appreciate